Michael Bisping and Paul Felder didn't hold back reacting to the recent drama surrounding Ilia Topuria, who just claimed he's the victim of an attempted extortion amid his UFC break. Both guys tore into Bryce Mitchell as well, who had posted a video on Twitter throwing insults at Topuria over a situation that isn't even confirmed yet. Mitchell, who is probably still concussed from the beating Ilia put on him, definitely didn't need to add fuel to the fire. This raises big questions about Topuria's next move. If El Matador's return gets delayed into late 2026, the UFC might even strip him of the title due to inactivity, which would promote the winner of interim title fight between Paddy and Justin to an undisputed champ. When Ilia finally steps back in, he could either clash with Islam Makhachev at welterweight, a fight fans have been buzzing about, or potentially pursue boxing, something he's teased before. A title fight against Paddy Pimblett would be an option as well, that considering Paddy beats Gaethje, of course. Either way, the hiatus and the surrounding drama have made El Matador's next chapter one of the most intriguing storylines in MMA right now. Let's dive into what Bisping and Felder had to say.
He's doing the right thing. Say, okay, cool, I'll call your bluff. Let's get the police involved. Let's make this this is how you want to play this. You were my wife and you're going to do this. I can't believe who I'm talking to. Let's get the police involved. I'm going 100% legal on you. Again, we're speculating and I apologize that we're doing that, but he's doing the right thing here.
If he's innocent, that's the way to do it. Yeah. If you didn't do it, you wouldn't be trying to hide it, right? You'd say, listen, this is what I'm going through. This is what the allegations are. And it's all bullshit. And you got to nip it in the bud that way.
I mean, you ever got to be a scientist to work that out, right?
Yeah. It's pretty obvious what it's alluding to. And all the details are obviously not there, and how true any of the crap is that he's getting accused of is innocent till proven guilty.
Justin Gaethje keeps insisting to fans that he's working insanely hard on his wrestling to beat Paddy Pimblett in January, and he's making sure everyone sees it. Ever since the fight was announced, Justin has been dropping clips showing himself grinding on grappling, drilling takedowns, scrambles, and submissions, all while stressing that this has been the obvious hole in his game, mentioning both his fights against Charles Oliveira and Khabib, in which he was submitted. He calls this fight his last chance to achieve his UFC dreams and finish his career on his own terms, emphasizing he needs to be perfect for 25 minutes to knock out Pimblett and earn a unification bout against champion Ilia Topuria. While most pundits are leaning toward Paddy because of his youth, chaos-driven style, and long winning streak, Gaethje is still a massive threat. His experience and power make him the kind of fighter who can turn the tables at any moment, and fans know he won't go quietly in one of the most important fights of his career. Especially if his grappling has improved as much as he promises, we could be kicking off 2026 with an absolute war between lightweight giants.
I added an extra workout on Mondays, so now I have 3 workouts, and I really tear my body down so I can. And then Tuesday, I have sparring and sprints. Wednesday, similar to today, but it's only 2 workouts. And then Thursday and Friday is only 1 workout, but very high intense workouts. And so I think I'm going to be, I really knew for a fact that I was going to fight in the future, so I was, doing everything I could to be in the best shape of my life. I mean, ultimately, he's a really good grappler, but, since the Charles Oliveira fight, I've really trained a lot of jiu-jitsu, a lot of grappling, and I've actually been enjoying it a lot more than I ever have. And so, I'm not looking to grapple, but I have no issue, with the grappling department, and my ability to keep people from taking me down is second to none. So he's going to have to, compromise me with his punches and kicks and knees, and then, if that happens, then he'll have a better chance.
Khamzat Chimaev is suddenly back in the headlines alongside Ilia Topuria. To understand how we got here, you have to rewind a bit. About 2 months ago, Ali Abdelaziz went on Submission Radio and revealed that Khamzat didn't want to fight again this year, even though Dana White was openly pushing for him to defend once more before the calendar ended. That immediately shifted expectations toward an early 2026 title defense, with January or February being the target window, and an Nursultan Imavov emerging as the next challenger. Then that fight quietly fell apart, with Chimaev's team staying completely silent on why it collapsed. The first explanation finally came when Khamzat's close friend Aslanbek Badaev spoke to the Russian channel Usha Taika, claiming that the champ actually wanted to defend in February before Ramadan, but the UFC turned it down. That already raised eyebrows, but now comes the real bombshell. Imavov himself has spoken up, revealing that according to his talks with the UFC, the plan was to make the fight happen in February, and that the issue came from Khamzat's side, meaning Chimaev refused the early 2026 defense. What makes the situation even messier is timing, because Khamzat won't be able to fight in March or April due to Ramadan, pushing any realistic return all the way to May or June.
With Khamzat, we know each other well. He's a good guy, we have mutual friends, and we've spent a lot of time talking. He even came to train and helped me a lot ahead of the fight against Allen. That's what makes this situation complicated, but at the same time, we understand there isn't much choice. This fight was always going to happen. Honestly, it could have happened earlier. There's already a lot of noise back home in the Caucasus. I've got aunts calling my mother asking about the fight, people who know nothing about MMA. They're all talking about it, mostly saying this is a fight that shouldn't happen, that brothers shouldn't fight each other. Those are the kinds of conversations going on. From my side, I've done everything. We spoke with the UFC and they were ready to make the fight sooner. The timing wasn't an issue on my end, and February was on the table. From my side, I've done what I needed to do. We spoke with the UFC and I agreed immediately, but the situation on the other side didn't allow it to move forward as planned.
Manel Kape just absolutely went off on Michael Bisping's podcast, laying it all on the line and making a case for why he deserves the next flyweight title shot. He even called himself the savior of the division. Kape didn't mince words, saying without him flyweight would be dead, pointing to his string of highlight reel knockouts as proof that he's keeping the division alive and exciting. He showed zero respect for Ilia Pantoja, believing he deserves a shot over him, and that sparked major backlash. As fans argue, it's a travesty to overlook Pantoja after his insane win streak, only to be derailed by an unlucky injury in his most recent title defense against Joshua Van. With Van likely set to defend the belt while Pantoja is out, Kape is positioning himself as the natural next challenger. Both Van and Kape came out of their recent fights relatively unscathed, which means this showdown could realistically be locked in for early 2026, promising fans a high-stakes, action-packed war at 125 pounds. There's also Tatsuro Taira, who just put a beating on Brandon Moreno. Regardless, there's no doubt Pantoja will take on whoever holds the championship when he returns.
You gotta think they would probably do the rematch first, or do you think you versus Van, you think that could happen soon?
I think me and Van is a more interesting fight for the fans. It's more interesting fight to start 2026 with this new deal. It's the best way to start. You know, I have the style that brought the attention for this division. You know, because let's be honest, if it was not me, this division was gonna be dead. You know, and Pantoja.
Well, Henry Cejudo might have something to say about that, but
yes. Henry Cejudo is the guardian, the savior. You know, Henry Cejudo is the savior. But in terms of the watching, the pleasure, to the beautiful, the art, I think I bring all this, you know. So, and to new fans want to watch, you know, they want explosive, you know, they want to see somebody sleep.
That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.